Alright, what's going on, guys? As you can see, I'm on my computer, so this video is going to be a little different than the other ones I've made. So if you're anything like me, at some point in time you try to build a website, whether that be for a school project, maybe for personal reasons, or a business that you're working on, but you might have run into a problem where you don't really know where to start. So there's the route of going to, the big companies that make websites that you have to pay a lot for, but you kind of get a more generic and just template based website that maybe doesn't fit exactly what you're looking for. Or if you're a little more creative, you might try to code your own website, but then kind of realize it's a lot more difficult than you might have expected. So today I'm going to show you guys how I made my own website using 3 different tools, and all of this was completely free. So let's get into it right now. Okay, so the first tool that we're going to be using is an online web app called Lovable. Now, essentially, Lovable is an AI agent that can make websites and apps for you based on the prompts that you give it. So, on a screen like this, essentially, you have your chat on the left side, kind of just like ChatGPT or other LLMs that you are used to. And on the right side, you have like a preview of whatever it's making, and then you also have the code for it. So, as you can see here, just a blank file. I don't know, I guess they have stuff already as a placeholder, but right now it's just a blank file with nothing there. But if I were to type something in this chat, then it would basically build whatever I asked it to build. And now it has varying levels of applicability, obviously. It's not perfect, but it definitely does a pretty decent job. Okay, so now for the next step, I want to connect to an online platform called GitHub. Now, if you're unfamiliar with what GitHub is essentially a platform that developers use in order to store code online and then be able to access it from basically anywhere. So if you click this top right kind of cat icon over here, you see you can connect to GitHub, and basically you just need to connect your account so that whatever you make on Lovable automatically will also be stored in GitHub. And then that's where we'll be able to publish our website from that code. So for today's video, I'm going to be making a website for my men's club basketball team at San Diego State. And essentially, I kind of want this to be a little bit different from the Instagram account we have, where people can kind of go online and see a little bit of what we're about, maybe look at our stats and schedule and stuff like that. So the first thing we want to do when we're creating a website is be very specific with the Lovable chatbot about what we want. So I recommend you guys take a little bit to draft this in maybe a Google Doc or something like that, and be really specific about what exactly you want. If you kind of just say, I want a website for this, it's going to create a whole bunch of different stuff, and probably most of it is going to be stuff that you don't actually want in your website. That's why you have to be very specific about what it is that you want to put in there and what sections you want. So for example, I said the website will only contain 3 main sections, which would be an Instagram gallery section, a schedule section, and a team bio section. So what we're going to want to do, I already did this step, but we're going to want to copy this code over to our chatbot, put it in, and then it's going to end up generating a website for us. Now, it's debatable about how good this website may actually end up turning out on the first draft, but we're going to find out. Okay, once you run that in the chatbot, it should give you some type of result, and it varies how good this will actually be. So, as you can see, it gave me a website, and now it's not very good. The font's a little off. There's random stats that aren't true. As you can see, the pictures are just random pictures. And yeah, it's not bad for sure. They gave us random players too, so it's definitely can use a little improvement, but it's a good start for now. So this is one of the reasons why we want to be really particular about what we want and have a good vision in our mind before we start, just because so we know what to tell it in order to make the website a little better, right? So we have some, it's not a great design right now, and one thing I can do is I can actually just tell it, I can insert a picture and tell it where to put it, and then it'll do that, right? So for example, for the header section, I might insert a picture right here and tell it to put it in the top section of the website. Or I might insert a logo and tell it to replace this logo right there. And yeah, as far as other things, I might make some minor changes, and then I will show you guys exactly how to make specific changes if you're not satisfied with the final result. Okay, a few more changes later, and we actually have a decent website coming along. So as you can see, I told it to put a picture in the background of the website. So right here we have a picture of our team. And I told it to remove all the pictures because they were kind of unnecessary and didn't actually do anything. And now we have a better view of the team, smaller pictures, and it's looking pretty good. But now we run into a problem, and that is how are we going to input the specific stuff we want on our website. Now we can obviously tell the AI chatbot what we want to put in our website, but that might take a very long time, and there's actually an easier way. One of the downsides of Lovable free version is that you can only do a specific amount of AI prompts per day, which definitely limits what you can do with the website, but there's definitely many ways around it, and I'm going to be showing you one of these too right now. Okay, now what we want to do is open up GitHub. So essentially in GitHub, every project is stored in something called a repository, which is basically just a folder with a bunch of other folders that contain the code that we were working in. So I know this looks very complicated, but I promise you get the hang of it pretty fast. So say we want to edit a specific page in our website with stuff that we actually want to put in there. We might go to source, and then we'll go to components, and essentially here are all the different things that make up our website. So as you can see, we have the header section, the hero section, the Instagram gallery, the schedule, and the team bios. So let's say I want to change one of the team bios to someone that's actually on our team. I'll press team bios, and I'll go up here to edit this file. So now, as you can see, it has all the different team members and their LinkedIn accounts and a little short bio about them. So now what I can do is I can manually go in here and change each one of these inputs to be someone that's actually in our team, and I can go up here and change the image, and I can change the LinkedIn link or whatever I want to do, honestly. So kind of just understanding this will make you a lot better at creating a website using these AI chatbots and agents, just because you kind of know how to mess around with stuff and change stuff around. If you try to just rely on the AI agent, then it's just going to do whatever they want or whatever their website is. You kind of have to deal with it. But if you can manually change some things around, then your website's going to be a lot better. So now I'm just going to spend a little bit of time, changing the names, changing the profiles, and I'm going to show you what I have next. One thing that I forgot to mention is when you do make a change through GitHub, let's say I want to change this guy's position from shooting guard to center. And one thing you have to do is you have to press commit changes up here in the top right, just so it goes to the system, and then we'll tell our Lovable developer that we made a change. So as you can see, it says update team bios and it's an active edit. So now if I go down here, it might take a second. Yeah, James Thompson is now a center. So yeah, that's just how you make a change, and I'm gonna do that until our website's looking pretty decent. Okay, so it took a few hours, but now we have the official website complete. Now I'm gonna keep developing this, but this is a great place to stop for now. So as you can see, we have the official font instead of the generic font that we used before. We have the Instagram posts embedded into our website so people can see, what we've been up to recently. We have the schedule and upcoming event. Now these are all just fake for now, but I'm gonna put the real events in there soon. And we have the executive board. So as you can see right here, I'm the treasurer. That's cool. So yeah, so now the next step for us is to publish this online. Now, if you don't want to spend a single cent, you can be done right now and just publish it. So as you can see, I have this website link called SDSU Men's Club Basketball.lovable.app. So now that will be your domain name if you just decide to stop here. As you can see, the site's already published and it has 72 viewers, which is pretty cool, being it I just made it like a day ago. But if I click this, now you can see this is what the website will look like on someone's computer. And this is completely live, so people can view it now if you send out the link. But I think for most of you, if you want a more official looking website, you're gonna need a domain name. Alright, now essentially a domain name is a virtual place online where your website is stored. So for example, www.google.com will take you to, say, the Google search website or whatnot. So now if you say I want a specific domain name for this project, whether it be, SDSU Men's Club Basketball.com. Now if we try to do it through Lovable, as you can see, it's going to make us pay for the pro version, which is completely fine if you're willing to spend the money. But in this video, I want to show you how to do it completely for free. Now, we uploaded our code to GitHub, which is very important because now we're going to use another third-party service to publish our website online. So the first thing you want to do is go to a site like Namecheap or another website where you can buy a domain. So you're going to search whatever you want. For example, in this case, I searched SDSU Men's Club Basketball. And I already bought this one, so now I actually own the rights to it. So I'm gonna press manage right here. And as you can see all the stuff that I bought and I own. So now the next app we're gonna want to use is called Netlify. Now essentially Netlify is a place where you can host a website and you can actually pull code from GitHub directly to it and then host that website. So it's a very easy process. All we're gonna do is go to add new project, and then if you press import an existing project, you can just import your GitHub code once you connect it, and that's basically all you have to do. So I already did that step, so I'm going to show you guys right here. This is kind of what it looks like. And now the last step is going to be going to domain management. Once you buy a domain, it's going to allow you to enter in that domain right here. And then what you have to do, it's pretty complicated, but you're going to want to go here to advanced DNS, and you're just going to want to copy this right here. I don't know exactly what all of it does, but essentially what it does is whenever you go to the domain that I own, then you're technically pointing to this right here, except it still shows up as your domain name. So it's going to tell you these values right here, so it'll give you like a kind of number code. It also will give you like this value to point to, as well as what the name of your Netlify site is. And you're just going to copy this right here, and yeah, so once you go here, then you'll have your working website. And yeah, so now if I click on this SDSU Men's Club Basketball, it shows up, and now we have an official working website. And this is all basically free. The domain was about $10 a year, or basically under $1 a month. And yeah, this is our working website. Okay, so there you have it. In this video, I showed you how to make a free website in, honestly, under a day. So if you're really on top of things, you could definitely complete this in under a day, and it's very easy for people who don't have a lot of experience coding or building websites. So let me know if you guys give this a try, and drop any questions you have in the comments below. So hopefully you enjoyed this video, and feel free to go check out my website too. Thank you guys.